Eddie Hearn says he wants unification fights out there for you. There's also Terence Crawford, who Eddie Hearn says he wants to make that fight if Crawford wins on August 3rd. What's your preference?
Most definitely, let's make it happen, That's what I want. I want the big names. Terence Crawford, anybody else in that weight that got a big name, let's get it. Let's make it happen.
This was your first fight back in Philadelphia in 6 years. More than 14,000 fans here in Wells Fargo tonight for you, and they showed out for you on your fight night. How did it feel being back home?
It felt phenomenal. Last time I fought at home, it was a sold-out event. This one, I did it again, and I appreciate everybody that came out once again. Everybody came out to support. I appreciate y'all so much. I'm going to keep putting on beautiful shows. Next fight, I'm going to be even better. Just keep tuning in, keep coming to support me. I'm going to keep bringing them knockouts home.
I think we'll be back here for sure. Congratulations, Boots.
Most definitely. I want to thank my team, my dad, my brothers, my mom, my whole family, Elle, Sean, the whole team, and I want to thank Eddie Hearns, appreciate you. Bring me along the team, shout out to Boots Promotion, shout out to my two young guys that fought tonight, Ismail Muhammad and Dennis Thompson. They put on a beautiful show. Shout out to Christian Carter and my whole team. Man. Everybody got the dubs tonight. I appreciate y'all.
I think Eddie's happy that you're on his team right now. Eddie, we'll turn to you. You said you wanted to see a great performance from Boots Ennis. What did you see tonight?
Well, firstly, I want to thank everyone in Philadelphia. That was an incredible spectacle to see. The first ever fight at Wells Fargo. And you got a family here that are ingrained in the city of Philadelphia. Bozy Ennis, Boots' dad, just turned around to me and said, I can't believe how many people are in here tonight. They're great people. And if he thinks that performance was off, well, the world of boxing better be very, very afraid. Because that was Boots Ennis, 1 year out, dismantling a world-class fighter with ease in there, having fun, doing what he does. And the future for Boots Ennis is the future of boxing. That's what this young man is. He's very humble. You never hear him say too much. I'll say it, I think he beats everyone. I think this is a special fighter that needs to be tested against the best in the world, and that's our job now. Activity is key. Too many of these great young fighters are too inactive. We must get him back out October, November. We'd love to return to Philadelphia. We've got to bring the bigger fights here, the unification fights. He's going to be around for a long time.
All right, so what are your phone calls on Monday morning? You got 3 other champions out there, none with fights scheduled. You've also got Bud Crawford coming up against Madrimov in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, look, the plan is unifications. Before he moves to 54, which is inevitable at some point, we want to unify the division. Marios Barrios, Stanionis, any of these guys. For me, I think Madrimov's going to beat Crawford. But if not, I would love to see Jaron Ennis against Crawford. I think he beats him. I think it's the biggest fight in boxing. But that's in time. We've got to build, we've got to be active, and we've got to try and capture these belts.
You were due a successful homecoming, Eddie.
That was Jaron Ennis and Eddie Hearn. I decided to let the whole thing play out just so I could hear it. That was them after Jaron Ennis beat David Avanesian. And according to Jaron Ennis, he said the same exact thing he said a couple of days ago. He's after those belts at 147. And Eddie Hearn is saying the same thing. But after the performance that Jaron Ennis put on against Avanesian last night, is Jaron Ennis ready for a Terence Crawford? But before I talk about it a little bit, it looks like to me, though, that both of these dudes, Jaron Ennis and Eddie Hearn, are talking double talk. I mean, it's obvious. You can't say you're going after the belts at 147, right? Then turn around and say they want Terence Crawford in due time. What that translates out to me is, I don't know if anybody else feel the same way. What it translates out to me is, I don't really think they want to fight Terence Crawford. I don't. After hearing that, I'm like, come on, man, you can't be serious. You know that this dude's at the end of his career. He even said he's at the end of his career. Now, if y'all didn't notice how big Jaron Ennis looked in that ring against Avanesian, I don't know what to say. It looked like he definitely didn't even belong at welterweight, man. He needs, I think Boots need to go up, bro, or at least, fight for another belt. Fight the real way for a belt. I understand it's not Boots' fault that he was elevated. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, just scrap for another belt, man. Go take one of them belts off them champs which I think he probably shouldn't have a problem doing. I really don't think anybody at welterweight right now is really on Jaron Ennis' level, man. Can Brian Norman hang with him? Probably not, but he's strong. So Brian Norman Jr., I think Boots he's definitely more skilled. That doesn't mean that Brian Norman ain't got a good chance, because he's strong, bro. Boots took some good shots from Avanesian. Does Boots have a chin? Avanesian is not the biggest of punchers. Like I said before, I don't think Boots been in there with the big heaviest hitters. He been in there with Sergey Lipinets, who was a good puncher. He did some good stuff on Boots. Boots took it well. But here's the thing, man. Boots, I think, we looking at something kind of like an Avanesian. I mean, like a Benavidez situation where Boots is shining at a weight class that he shouldn't be at. He should probably be up at a higher weight class. Same with Benavidez, and you've seen what happened with Benavidez. So if Boots go up, his power might be questionable up there. We don't know yet. We have to see. All right, and he looks like he belongs at junior middleweight, man. He was really bigger than Avanesian, but is he ready for Terence Crawford, man? I don't think, and you listen to Eddie Hearn talk, he keeps talking about building him up, letting him build up towards Crawford. He knows what the deal is with Crawford. That's why he keeps saying let Boots build up. And I'm like, why does he keep saying build him up? And Boots is almost 30 fights? They know. I think they know what it is. And why keep bringing up Crawford's name if you know you're going for undisputed? It's going to take you a while to collect those belts, man. And Bud might be at the tail end of his career. He's already about to fight Madrimov. And like I said, I don't know if Bud's goal is to be at undisputed at 154. And if that happens, he'll be there for a while. But Boots will be at welterweight for a while. So by the time Terence Crawford, if he gets ready to clean up 154, he'd be, 38? Or something like that, maybe around 38 years old. Was he now 36? I mean, come on, man. It's almost like they realize the chances of Boots running into Terence Crawford is probably slim to none. Or if they do, he's going to be almost 40 years old or 38, something like that. And they're probably it sounding like they're trying to see if they could age that fight out or something like that to slow Terence Crawford down a little bit. Problem is, I don't see that happen. I keep telling everybody, bro, 40, you might look at it as old or 39, but bro, you got George Foreman, man, that came back 47 years old, still putting in pain. You know what I mean? So I'ma always run to that George Foreman example, man, because he was damn near 50 years old and he still was putting hands and laying dudes down. You fuck around and now I always said the only person I think that could beat Boots right now at 147 would have been Terence Crawford when he was there. And I still feel the same way about 154. Boots moved up. One of the only dudes that could beat him would be Terence Crawford, unless I saw how Boots performed up there and he didn't have that same power. Then I would say other dudes get him too, unless he can box rings around them dudes up there. But other than that, Terence Crawford, I think, is definitely right now, to me, it's Terence Crawford. He's the only one that gets him. All right. I'm not sure. They're both pros. So when you hear people say Boots ain't ready, I don't believe that. Boots is ready for Terence Crawford. He's a pro. He has a lot of fights under his belt. But after watching that fight with Avanesian, I don't think he beats Terence Crawford, bro. That's just my opinion. I definitely don't think he beats Terence Crawford, man. He was in the pocket with Avanesian a lot. Maybe he wanted to be there, but he was getting hit with some shots from Avanesian that I think if Crawford hit him with them shots, it would have been an entirely different situation we've been looking at last night, bro. Them long ass arms of Crawford's arms, the punching power. And I had said this. I was right. I said I had made a video comparing the punching powers. I probably will link that video to this one. So go check that video out, man. I think Jaron Ennis has. I think Bud's power is more devastating. I think he has the more one punch knockout power. Jaron Ennis' power is more of a chop you down, break you down, almost like an Errol Spence kind of power. I think that's the difference. You know, Bud power is much different, bro. It's much more devastating. And I think he might have broke Avanesian's jaw. I don't know, but you know, Avanesian was there to get punched on, man. Terence Crawford, his win was more, to me, was much more methodical than Ennis's win. But they both got the dub, man. I ain't shitting on Boots. But what I'm mad at is don't keep calling out Crawford if you know y'all on the undisputed run at a whole different division. Are y'all gonna pause that run to go up and wait to fight Bud? I hear this. I ain't gonna lie. Let's say if Boots called out Bud, so yo, let's get it on right now, and Terence Crawford said, all right, I'll do it. And then I want to hear what the reaction would be to Boots. If he'd be like, if Bud say, look, all right, let's fight right now. Come on up, let's fight right now. Will Boots say, all right, come on down to welterweight and I'll fight you? Or will Boots say, I'll go to 154 right now and fight you? That's the question people need to ask Boots right now. I want to hear somebody ask that. Hey, Jaron Ennis, if Terence Crawford were to ask you to come up to junior middleweight to fight him, would you do it? That's the simple question I want to hear people ask this dude. Because I'm seeing it, you know, I didn't really pay attention when people were saying, and like, yo, he keep running and he uses Bud's name and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, you know, if y'all in the same division, I understand that, man, but he's gone. He's not in the division anymore. Why does he keep talking about the big names, Crawford? The big names ain't there no more. Like, I'm like, okay, he keeps saying the big names. Obviously, though, right now at welterweight, the big names the people that's holding the belts don't even have big names. You know what I mean? So he can't mean he want the big names if he also want the belts, because the people with the belts don't have big names. So I'm just like a little confused with that. You know? That's why I said they talking double talk, man. Him and Eddie Hearn. But we will see what happens. I just don't think, as far as ready goes, yeah, he's ready. Of course he is, man. He's a fucking professional fighter. Being ready don't mean he's going to beat Terence Crawford, though. There's a difference, man. And I had to differentiate that. That doesn't mean he beats him. I don't think he does, dude. That's just me. I didn't see anything special from Boots last night, man. I just... You know, it's people say, listen, you got to fight your fighters different. You know, you go into each fighting different. He went in there and he fought Avanesian that way. He did beat him down, gave him he busted him up, punched him, you know, body shots. But I don't think Avanesian would have lasted that long against Terence Crawford. But if Crawford was fighting him like that, Crawford wasn't fighting Avanesian the same way but Boots was. You know, that doesn't matter. You know, Boots got the win. He got the win. I'm not gonna take that away from Boots. He got the win. You know, but the way he got the win, to me, when you kind of compare it, you put him in the ring with Crawford. If he was fighting Crawford the same way he was fighting Avanesian, I don't think it would end well for Boots. And I don't think Boots would fight Crawford like that. If his IQ is what we think it is, what people say it is, he wouldn't fight Terence Crawford that way. He would use his feet a little bit more. He would box, because Boots can box too. All right, so Boots definitely have the tools to beat a Terence Crawford. He got the tools, but do he got the IQ? Do he got the chin? You know what I mean? That's the thing. We don't know yet. There's still some question marks with Jaron Ennis. And like I said, if he's too big for the weight, and he couldn't get Avanesian out of it, and he looked bigger than Avanesian, does that mean he was drained? Does that mean Avanesian is tough? I don't know, but because Avanesian got knocked out cold by Terence Crawford. See, the difference in power is real, you know. So I don't think he beats him. Is he ready? Of course. doesn't beat Terence Crawford. Not at all. Just my opinion. Let me know what y'all think. This is Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch y'all in the next one, and I'm out.